Hey guys, welcome back to another episode with Joyce and Mufaro.
Yes.
So in this video, we're going to talk about majoring in minor things. This is something that I've noticed a lot of people are doing, where they would focus on all the things that are so minute and small that are not that important, instead of focusing on the things that really matter in their business. What's an example of a minor thing? In my opinion, something that's minor is looking for office space. I think that's a minor issue.
Yes.
And some way, somehow, somebody heard that you have to have a fancy office for your business. The answer is you don't. It's 2021 right now. Majority of the people that work online work from home.
Okay.
You can do the same thing too.
Yes.
Another minor thing is designing a logo.
A logo, yes, that's something I was thinking about.
Oh man.
Yes.
So I can tell you how many times I've heard somebody ask me when we tell them that we can design a website for them, they start talking about logos. I'm like, first of all, a logo doesn't bring you money.
No.
Guess what brings you money? Learning how to sell brings you money.
That's right.
Focus on sales, your sales techniques.
Yes.
Most people that we talk to are not good on the phone.
No, not at all.
They don't know the right questions to ask.
No, they don't.
That's a major thing. Major thing.
Yes.
Sadly,
because this is what's gonna get you the money.
That's right.
Get you clients. But the logo, not so much.
Not so much.
Yes. I mean, yes, you need it, but it's not as important and as in, knowing how to sell, your business.
Well, when we design websites for you, we don't focus on logos. So sorry to disappoint you if you're interested in logos, but you're not going to get a logo. But a major thing, like I'm saying, is sales, and that takes time.
That takes time.
So unfortunately, what you will find is that somebody has built this great infrastructure for their business, but the one thing they don't know how to do is convince somebody on the phone that they should be doing business with them. And it's really unfortunate because that part is not only takes time, but it takes practice.
It takes a lot of practice.
It takes a lot of practice.
Yes.
And going back to inferiority complex, a lot of people, when they're selling to these rich individuals, like the wealthy individuals, they have this inferiority complex. Just because you don't make as much money as they do does not mean that these people are better than you. That's not
and also some people, it has to do with the fact that they're so concerned about the accent part of it, but that's not important either. As long as you can communicate, that's what matters.
As long as you can communicate.
Yes. Speak the language. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah. Forget about the accent. Everybody has an accent. You're an American. When you go to England, you're going to have an accent. When you go to Africa, you're going to have an accent. So it shouldn't be such a big deal.
There are things that you should definitely focus on later on in your business, like how to structure your taxes.
Right.
And stuff like that. But why are you learning those things before you even make your first dollar? It makes no sense, right?
No, it doesn't.
But guess what? I've talked to people who haven't made a single dime in their business, and they're talking about, tax implications for their business, what the difference is between an LLC and the S Corp. Just get an LLC and keep it pushing.
Keep it pushing, and then worry about those things later.
Why are you worrying about how your tax is going to be before you've made your money?
Yeah, this is a problem that a lot of people tend to focus on we call them the wrong things. Less important or minor things, pretty much minor things. Yes.
Take it step by step, right?
Yes.
In the early stages of your business, especially if you haven't started, there are just a handful of things that you need to be worried about and focused on and perfecting. Right. Those are putting the right systems for your business. Right. Putting the right people in your business, and knowing how to sell, like what we talked about. Let's talk about people. When you talk to people who've never started a business, they don't really see the importance of hiring the right people, especially paying those people what they actually deserve.
Right.
Remember, those people that you're probably going to interview, they also have options too.
Right.
So if you don't give the potential A+ employee what they're asking for financially, then it's going to affect your business down the road.
Right.
So you find somebody who will say, I know a friend of mine that would be a caregiver.
Yes.
I know, a relative that could be one of my first caregivers.
Right.
But if you ask yourself, is this the best caregiver you can get?
Right.
That's the question. And the reason why they're doing that, Joyce, is because they know that person or that friend of theirs, that relative of theirs in their mind, they know that that person is going to accept whatever money they give them.
That's true.
That's the reason why they're thinking about that potential employee. What we're saying is pause, then interview other caregivers
Right.
to see if those other caregivers are better than the one that you have in your mind
That's right.
before you commit to working with that person. Because I promise you, you might not experience the issues in the early stages, but later on, once you become dependent on this person and then they don't come through for you, you're going to regret it.
Yes.
And it's going to affect your money.
Big time.
And I've seen this, even, like when we've worked in the past with family members,
Yes.
it's happened to us, right?
Yes, that's right.
That you'll pick somebody just because they're family and that person screws you over.
Yeah.
And it's very hurtful, and
It's very hurtful. That's true.
and it's hard for you to fire that person later.
Yeah, that's another thing. It's actually the main thing. It's very hard to fire them because you don't know how they're going to take it. Of course, they're not going to like it,
They're not
despite the
gonna
fact
like
that they screwed you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not gonna like it, and then you're gonna feel some type of way every time
It's going to affect your relationship.
it's gonna affect your relationship. However, if you really do want to hire that family member or that friend, then do it after you've hired at least 2 other
Yes.
A1
Yes.
employees, because those 2 A1 employees will set a standard
Yes.
for how things should be done
Should be done.
in your business.
Right.
So that when you're bringing that friend or family, they have to rise up to that that standard.
To that standard. That's right.
But if you start with a low standard, then everybody is just coming in and rising up to the low standard. Let's start at the top.
At the top. Makes a lot of sense.
Yes, and that's because, and I don't blame a lot of people because they've never hired people,
No.
right? Also, the other thing is this: a minor thing that people major in
Yes.
is acquiring too much information. When you acquire too much information,
Yeah.
you start confusing even yourself.
Yeah, you get confused. It's so true. Because you don't know, okay, what's the right path to go
Yes.
with the business.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you another a minor thing I just remembered, and I know you remember this conversation. In our course, we have an online course, by the way, check it out in the link below. One of our students is a little bit older, I'm not going to name names, and we introduced this bank. It's an online bank that is very favorable to small businesses. What it means is that the benefits of you using this bank, which is 100% online,
Right.
no physical locations, is because the benefits that they will give you are much greater than if some of these physical location business banks like Chase, Wells Fargo's,
Right.
Bank of America. So when we introduced this idea of this bank, this student said, well, I want to be able to walk into a physical location and talk to
Yeah, I
somebody.
remember that. Yeah.
That's such a minor thing.
It is.
I say such a minor thing just because the benefits of using the bank and the benefits that you get from them far outweigh
Yeah.
the cons of walking into a physical location
That's right.
and being able to go to a ATM and pull out some cash. Besides, majority of the transactions nowadays are not in cash anyway. They're all online.
Online, yes.
So you can either choose to adapt to the way the world is going, or you can get stuck where you are, and the world is just going to move with or without you.
That's true.
That's a choice you have to make,
That's
and that's what I told the student. I guess what I'm trying to say is this: there are a lot of those little minor things that people major in
Yeah.
that are not that important.
That important.
Yes, if you need customer service, sit in your house and call them.
Yes.
It's more efficient to contact customer service for your bank on the phone or an email than it is for you to take your time, get into a car, drive to a physical location.
Yes.
You wasted a whole hour or two.
So they focus on the 80% that is just going to produce 20% of the results instead of focusing the other way around, like
Correct.
focusing on the
20%
that's going to bring the
80%
of the results.
that you need.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, let me tell you this, those 2 hours that you're wasted going to talking to somebody, that's time
This time.
you could have used to learn how to sell.
So imagine if you're driving, that means that's gas you've
Yes, that's
spent.
gas.
Yeah. Time.
Time,
What else?
yes.
Yeah, time.
You need to, yeah, by the way, most people don't value their time, sadly. They don't know what their time is worth.
Yeah.
It's only until you make a lot of money, like these nurses that make 6 figures,
Yeah.
that I understand what their time is worth.
Yes.
That's
Even
what-
the wealth people, that's what they value. The
Oh.
time.
Yes.
Time.
Wealthy people,
That's where the saying goes by time is money. It makes a lot of sense.
if you tell a wealthy person, hey, there's this concept or there's this technology
Yes.
that'll save you 1 hour
Yeah.
every single day,
They'll take it.
or they'll jump on it.
That's
Whatever it costs,
Yeah.
they'll pay for it. Which is why you find wealthy people have maids, they have gardeners, they have
They
house
don't have
help.
time to do that stuff, because they know if they focus on that, they're going to be able to make money.
Yes,
It's going to
yeah.
cut their productivity.
Like the trip that I made to Africa. By the way, if you're interested in checking out my trip to Africa, I'm going to also put a link in the description so you can check out our other channel, so you'll see how awesome my trip was in Africa. But when I was in Africa, I even had people that were asking me, well, why would you want to hire a cook that will cook you 3 meals a day? Why would you want to hire somebody to do your laundry? I literally had to hire all these people to do all these little tasks, minor things that I knew if I'd spent 1 hour, let's say, cooking, it would have distracted me from assigning that 1 hour to real work that brings in greater income.
Right.
So it made sense for me to hire somebody to do that. Of course, I paid them well. Most people don't know that. If you're making $150 an hour, then it does make sense for you to pay that somebody to do that task for $15 an hour. So major and minor things. Always major and major things, not a
right.
minor thing, In conclusion, we have a course in the description of this video. Click the link, you can preview the course that we've created that will allow for you to be able to create a non-medical home care business and get private paying clients in as little as 90 days. If you're interested in checking it out, click
Please
the link
click the
below
link below.
and preview it.
Yes.
We're also going to put a link to our calendar so you can schedule some time to talk to us, and we can walk you through any questions you might have about how to get started in this business. All right, we'll see you in the next video.
So yeah.
Peace.